let's talk about the fixed income market. Of course, that's where a bit of the action is being. It's been a bit of focus for dealers and investors on the Sukuk bond. Yesterday, 100 billion naira check was handed over by the Minister of Finance to the Honorable Minister in charge of Power Works and Housing. Of course, the Sukuk bond, the first tranche, the first offer of 100 billion went for 25 roads spread across the city geopolitical zones. Investors were interested in the first tranche. They're also very active in the second tranche. In fact, the government got more than it put on the streets. The offer was very well oversubscribed. So that tells you how active investors will be when they see government bond or debt that are tied to infrastructure, and they know that's where we can make money and will benefit everyone. But let's get a sense of this week that we're wrapping up today with Bankole Odusanya, who is a fixed income dealer at UBA, is live to us from FMDQ Exchange Place. Let's have this conversation about what's been the market so far in the current week. Okay, Bankole, it's good to see you. Back on the block.
Hello, Boston. How are you doing?
Great.
It's been a more active week, actually, in the fixed income market, despite illiquidity and the tightness we've seen because of the stance of the central bank. We've seen customers, especially at the retail end, come into the market to pick high yields. What had happened in the last quarter, especially in December, was that we saw a lot of sell-offs by banks trying to create liquidity and not be on the taking end of the interbank market, money markets. What has happened so far is that yields have gotten so high, especially on the short end. January and February bills, some of them at 15. Of course, for the 180 and 160-day tenor bills, they are still at 13.5% levels where they were issued at. So we have a curve that is not positive. It's actually very high at the short end, low, the mid-term, and then 15% on the long end, which is not very active right now.
Okay, so what will be on your playbook, Bankole, for the coming week? As soon as we get Monday started, we're looking at December inflation data, and after that is the week after, the Monday after will be the beginning of the two-day MPC, 21st and 22nd. How do you play this monetary and economic data with the expected Naira bond auction from the debt office within this coming few days?
Okay, that's the major data, major information to look out for. What amount of bonds will be issued in the first quarter of 2019. Like we saw in December, they sold less than 10 billion at the bond auction. They didn't really sell much, and they had proposed to offer as much as 1.15 billion. Right now, we thought they closed the calendar there, and then we'll be reissuing guidance going into this year of how much they will be borrowing. The feeling is that they could be borrowing as high as 100 to 150 billion. When this calendar comes out, this is expected to bring back action or stimulate activities at the fixed income market, because the secondary market is quite quiet right now. For the inflation data, we expect that to come in anything from 15th to 16th of the month. And then towards the end of the month, we expect federal allocations to come in to just ease the system liquidity challenge that we have for a few days, basically, because the continued issuance of OMO by the central bank has actually made the system very tight. It's a deliberate strategy to ensure dollar versus naira is actually very stable. This strategy has worked so far. We can see that at the I&E market, rates revolve around 365, even though it has moved from 361, and that's from the first quarter of 2018. Year on year, it looks like it's stable. I mean, they've achieved a lot with the tightening stance, basically.
Okay. Great one. Let's leave it there. Bankole Odusanya, do enjoy your weekend, and I'm sure we'll get to talk again sometime in the coming week.